Hello, Earth. Hello, team. It's your pal Tony here, Tony Cellura. And this is my testimonial for that guy right there, Mr. Tony Horton, and 22-minute hardcore program. Now, for those of you who may not know my history, I'm going to get into it a little bit before kind of giving my testimonial for this lovely program. I've been working out off and on since my very early teens, maybe, well, probably late teens, early 20s actually. And I've kind of had an idea of what to do, but I've never really had a consistent plan that I stuck to. So it's been a lot of dipping out, peaking out, getting sore and getting to a mental place where I would want to stop. So enter Beachbody and the P90X program. And what I loved about that program is that it was a series of workouts that were changing it up so that you weren't plateauing to one thing. For whatever reasons, I would go really, really hard, and then I would injure myself to the point that it would just kind of get me in a mental state that I didn't want to keep going with it, even though it was so great. So entered the 22-minute hardcore program that Tony introduced earlier this year, and what really struck a chord with me is the military background. Now, I do have several family members that have served in various branches of the military, so this one hit very near and dear to my heart. It's something that I wanted to do to kind of prove to myself that, for a basic boot camp style of training, that I could hang with the vets, that I could hang with Tony, and that I could actually complete a program that Tony put out, because A, it's only 8 weeks long. It's not the 90 days as per usual with most of the P90X series, but it also is just 22 minutes a day. And for anyone who says that they don't have 20 minutes in a day, well, that's just ludicrous. So I gave it a shot, and I've never been one of those who was a super clean eater, but I did make efforts to at least incorporate some of the things that would help me get there, such as, you can't see it, but it's right behind the DVD jacket cover holding it up actually, but it's my box of Shakeology. And this stuff has been like a miracle worker for me, because it really helps get that quote-unquote daily dose of dense nutrition, all of those essential ingredients that I'm not putting in my mouth just because I'm not one of those who goes, let me wake up and have this veggie today. That'll never be me. So that helps keep me a little bit more accountable. And here and there, I've kind of been subbing some healthier foods for some of the more sugary components that don't really leave me all that satisfied, and kind of like the empty calories. So I am changing my ways ever so slightly so I don't just have sticker shock. And really, it's like this awesome fusion of doing the workouts and with the nutrition aspect. There's kind of like more of the change that I didn't expect that would happen, and those changes are a mental awareness of what I'm actually doing. So yes, I'm pumping myself up, I'm pumping blood through my muscles, but really the extra oxygen going to my brain must be doing something, because now I'm really thinking about what goes into my mouth. I'm thinking about how it's going to affect my workout, but more importantly, how's it going to affect my whole day? Is it going to get me up at the start of the day easier? Is it going to fuel the energy that I need for my day, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's getting groceries, whatever? And I can say that, yes, I'm seeing the best mental gains in mental acuity that I ever have had. I'm not a super old guy, but, as time goes, we do tend to lose things. And, whether it's, sure, the physical stuff like the flexibility, the balance, whatever, muscle mass, you name it, but things over time, there's only so much space in your head, and if you get kind of bogged down with a lot of different things because of a poor diet, poor sleep, etc., this kind of helps with all those things. I'm expending a lot of energy, even though it is in those 22 minutes, so I am more tired. I've had problems sleeping. I don't have those really so much anymore. I am ready to hit the sack when it's time. And when I do wake up, my muscles are thanking me. They're actually feeling a lot better. They're feeling like I worked them hard, but they're more repaired come that next morning. So the mental gains are just as good, if not better, than the actual physical gains. So I would recommend this program to anybody. You know, I've told my own family about it. I've told friends. I've told coworkers. I will continue to herald and really laud this program to anyone I come across because, you know, even if you're not a gung-ho person about working out, you tell them, you know, hey, this is something that anyone at any age, any fit level can do. They're going to go, huh, well, maybe I should try that too. And especially anyone with some national pride, they're going to go, wait, you're telling me that it's basically demonstrated by our own veterans of the United States military, armed forces? Well, who's going to say no to that? I haven't found anyone who said, oh my gosh, well, let me run in the opposite direction. So that's another benefit. You know, and plus, the workout gear looks pretty sweet too. I rock this stuff wherever I go, and I do notice people go, what, 22-minute hardcore? Like, they mouth it out, and they're like, well, what is that about? I've had a few people stop me, and I tell them, and they go, huh, it sounds really interesting. That's pretty cool. So just, you know, even the logos, the marketing, all of it is like this perfect marriage of getting people thinking about their health, their fitness, what they want to accomplish, and really to make goals for themselves. So for me, that was completing a Tony Horton program, and I finally did. So I couldn't be prouder of that accomplishment. And it's kind of given me the motivation that says, hey, if I could do this, I can get, heck, any of my friends, anyone who's, you know, maybe suffering through an injury to help rehabilitate them through the modified moves of this program, anyone who wants to lose weight, anyone who wants to gain weight through muscle, anyone who wants to supplement what their current regimen is. Really, there's no one that I can think of that this isn't for in some way or another. So, yeah, I absolutely love this program. It's been the greatest discovery I think I've found in years. And we're talking everything here, the big picture, throughout my life. So I am so incredibly thankful to Tony Horton and the wonderful people at Beachbody that spent, you know, I think it was well over a year between all of the military bases that Tony visited and the experts that kind of helped put these particular programs together and the sequences that they did, again, with the nutrition plans and the accountability groups. And talking about that, like, just, I have to give a quick shout out to all of the guys and gals in the 22-minute hardcore accountability groups. You know, the one that kind of started all off for me was Kit Horton Caldecott, that's Tony's sister, and her lovely group, which I was invited. She reached out to me, and I couldn't have been more honored and pleased and just kind of like fanboying for a second. But once I got over that, I noticed that these are real people. They're going through the same things I am. They have struggles. They have wants, desires, and goals. And that's the thing. Some of the best people I've ever met were in that group. And going a step further, Beachbody, Tony, Carl, the CEO of the company, Carl Deichler, they put together a fantastic accountability group called Summer Strong, and there's something like close to 18,000 members by last count. And it's the same thing. We're posting our daily struggles, our daily successes, pictures, video, quotes, you name it. And people are constantly checking in, from the CEO to Tony to everyone in between. And I've made some really good friends as a result of Kit's group, as a result of that group, and it's trickled down through all the other 22-minute hardcore support groups that I've been in, or Beachbody support groups, or fitness groups in general. So it just speaks volumes, the extent of the reach of this program here. So it's really struck a chord with, you know, not just Americans in general, but people all over the world, they have a program here that just works. And if you tell people who are skeptical that this program's not for you, it's you really can't even come up with a reason why it wouldn't be for you. So all of those naysayers who kind of have, that sounds really great, but I can't do it because of X, Y, and Z. They see the pictures, they see the transformations, they see the change in attitude, and they go, well, you know, I've come up with a big old list of reasons why I can't, but really if I think about it, that list gets smaller by the day, and the list of why I should gets bigger by the day, so that becomes the mindset. Well, why don't I try it? And then they do, and then they realize, this is something that's really amazing. I'm so glad that I finally tried it, and I'm so glad that I can now share it with my friends and family and acquaintances and whatnot. So again, just a huge thanks to everyone. I know I'm going to miss a ton of people, but you know, I've made awesome friendships and new relationships with you know, Kit, as I said. Even Tony sometimes reaches out and will like or comment or share something that you know, and I'm not speaking just to me, but everybody, he's so positive and so good about just with his time and his schedule, just putting whatever effort he can and squeezing it into the day. He will, you know, make a really positive comment, or he'll like something, or, you know, kind of give you a winks of keep up the great work. And, you know, Mike Mullally, who's in the DVDs as well, great new friendship with him. He's so motivating, so inspiring, and a funny guy to boot. Matt Shigakawa, he's in one of the DVDs, or a couple of them. Awesome friend. Even the world famous Bobby Stevenson, he's still going at it, 50+ years old strong, still getting it done. He's got one of the hardest bodies in this program, in a heart of gold. So, you know, he's a fantastic guy as well. And I'd be remiss if I can't stay here and tell you name by name, but everyone out there who has ever supported a post of mine or took a time to like, comment, share, whatever, text, you know who you are. You guys have made all the difference in why I've been able to keep up with the program, stay motivated, stay inspired. You guys a lot of times will tell me how much you're inspired with what I post, but to be honest, I just spend a lot of effort and energy trying to give back everything that you guys give me, and I know that's impossible, but and it might be hard to believe, but it's so true. And you know, I'll be using this program well into the future, you know, this year, next year, and beyond. You know, this was just my first round that I completed. I will be taking a little bit of time off just to kind of give my muscles and bones the rest that they deserve, but I'll be going right back into it with the second round. So it's not something that's a one and done and it's over. This, I truly believe, is a excellent staple to the Beachbody group of programs that are already offered. It suits itself very well. It's going to become, I think, a timeless classic, and people are going to love it, whether they're doing it for the first time this year, next year, 2 years, 5 years, etc., or they're doing it for the 10th, 12th, 20th, whatever time. So this is my testimonial. I had fantastic results, you know, from the inches lost to the muscle gain to the mental gains. It's all there. I mean, it's all advertised. You know, it's really priceless. And this stuff, I mean, for what it's worth, I would pay my weight in gold for it, to be honest. But this stuff, it's so accessible now with Beachbody On Demand and all of the online social accountability groups. You really have to ask yourself why you wouldn't give it a shot. So keep up the great work, guys. I know many of you have shared this fit journey with me, so I do thank you for that. And I know this video is getting long, but I gush when it comes to this program. It really is the best thing to happen to me in years. So if you haven't tried this program, I strongly recommend it if you haven't gotten that from me yet. But if you have, I really, really hope that you guys continue with it and just keep getting better, keep getting stronger. There's always room for improvement. This guy really knows what he's doing, so I plan on following him into the great beyond as many depths as possible. And that's all I've got. So thanks very much for watching. This has been my 22-minute hardcore testimonial from a real person who has really done it. 8 weeks, 22 minutes a day. Get yourself some good nutrition, some good clean eating. Add the supplements. The Beachbody Performance line of supplements are fantastic, absolutely great. Shakeology, wonderful. And just get it done. You know, the tagline is get some, you know, and you get some for 22 minutes a day. I promise you nothing but good things are going to happen to you. All right, this has been Tony Cellura for 22 Minute Hardcore Get Some.